Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now before we get started with today's video guys, I want to give you guys an update on things that are coming this week because there's quite a lot coming. I started a pilot to ATC tutorial video a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, I never got around to making the second half. That will be coming out this week. We have a Cessna Citation Longitude, another tutorial flight coming out this week, as more information has been brought to me that I'm really excited about. Keep the information coming, guys. And then as well as the Boeing 787 Dreamliner from Microsoft Flight Simulator. We have a new mod and package that's come out available to it. And I think it's been out for a little bit, but we're going to be testing out the 787, adding it to the channel, as well as probably some more 747 flights. We're also going to be coming back to the A320 as there are new developments coming out for it and things that we're going to be wanting to pay attention to. As well as some SimBrief and Navigraph tutorial videos that have been requested. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel this week. There's going to be a lot coming out this week. We're going to sort of be bouncing around a little bit, but there should be a little bit of content for just about anybody this week. So stay tuned for that. Now, as far as today's video go, we are going to be doing a review on a really awesome package by WireBird Simulation. They were kind enough to reach out to me and ask if I would consider reviewing this product for them. And what it is helicopter mission packs, primarily using the H-135 helicopter from the Hype team. It gives real voices throughout the missions, guiding you through the different parts of the scenario which you happen to choose. I haven't flown any of these yet. We're going to be trying these together for the first time today. I'm going to pick one of them, and I think we're actually going to do this one here, the Heli Tour of London. We're going to see just how immersive and how cool these things really are. They come with their own liveries. They come with a bunch of information and documentation that helps with it. You have a PDF document that actually walks you through everything from the installation to also an FAQ portion that answers some general questions, because there are some tips and tricks in regard to repeating the missions and things like that based on the current development of the SDK. So they walk you through step by step how to set it back up if you want to start the mission over again. You also have images guiding you through your tour, in this case, of what we're going to be doing as a British tourism agency. I think this is super cool. So we're going to be starting out at London City Airport and flying over to Heathrow, which is going to be a double whammy for me because I've never even flown the route, never been to these two particular airports, so this should be a lot of fun for me. As many of you who've been watching my video know, I tend to stick to the US, and no rhyme or reason to that. I think it's just a comfort zone thing, honestly. We are creatures of comfort. Anyway, so this should be really exciting. Let me close that. And I really hope that you guys enjoy this. So make sure you guys stick around because we're going to be walking through one entire scenario and seeing what it is like. All right, so stepping back into the simulator here, we have, first thing that we're going to want to do, obviously, is find the flight that we want to do, right? Now, this is one of those things that I don't do very often, so I think we're going to go to activities, and if I remember correctly, we're going to go to bush trips. And yep, here they are. So we've got 3 that are currently available. We have, let's see here, New Zealand mission, fly a director to a range of potential filming locations between Queenstown and Milford Sound. That's pretty cool. Fly the Pope from the Vatican City heliport around Rome and then to the Papal, I hope I said that right, summer residence at Castel Gandolfo. And then we have the one that we were talking about today. Fly a professional photographer around London for British Tourism Agency, the British Tourism Agency. And that's the one we're going to pick today. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, there are a couple of settings that they recommend. So if the engine sounds are very low today, there's a reason for that. And I hope that you guys are going to be able to hear the chatter because I know I keep my recording volume a little low. So I'm going to do my best to sort of compensate for some of this today. So I'm going to walk you guys through a couple things before we get started. We're going to go to sound. And I've already set the volume up, but I think I'm going to adjust a few other things here. We have the engine aircraft or aircraft engines down to 20%, and actually they recommend 15 or lower if necessary, and same thing with the environment. So we're going to take those down to 15, and that is in that documentation, that PDF that I told you guys about. And let's see here, what else we got? Cockpit warnings, other aircraft, voices, master. So I'm going to try to leave everything up to 100%. If I get drowned out, guys, I apologize. But honestly, my voice isn't the primary thing that I want you guys to hear. I want to make sure that you can hear the mission, right? So I'm going to try to keep my personal chatter down to a minimum while they're talking and things. So let's go ahead and hit apply and save. And at this point, we'll go back to our activity. And get started. All right, so here we go. We can see that we're starting out from Echo Golf Lima Charlie, London City, London, and we're heading over to Heathrow, London. Here is the livery that we're going to be using. I think this is actually really cool, WireBird Media. And we have our starting location, total distance, looks like leg 1. Well, it says, only 19 miles. Interesting. Figured that would be a lot longer than that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and start the flight.
Good morning, how are you? My name's John and I'll be your co-pilot today. I'll take care of ATC and you take care of the flying. Sound good? If you do well today, you'll be allowed to fly solo as a WireBird Media pilot, and there are many better jobs, I can tell you now. For this flight, you're going to need the map that Visit Britain sent over. They've hired us to get some nice morning shots of London for a future advertising campaign. And of course, we'll need the photographer. He's waiting for us down there at the western edge of the airport.
All right.
We'll contact ATC now and we'll get permission to go and pick him up. London City Ground, helicopter Golf, Oscar Romeo Tango Charlie on the ramp at 23, 2 POB, request permission to go to the western end of the ramp to pick up a passenger.
Helicopter Golf, Oscar Romeo Tango Charlie, cleared to taxi to the western end of the apron.
Taxi to the western end of the apron, Golf Tango Charlie, thank you. Okay, there we go. So whenever you're ready, taxi to the western end of the apron and we'll pick him up. I think his name's David.
All right, so we'll just get through engine start here. I'm trying to set my camera view up. It's a little weird. All right, looks like we are ready to go. I'm gonna move our map. I can see a little bit better on my other monitor, so if you guys catch me looking around, it's because I'm looking at the map. So we'll just have to see how it all goes. I have points of interest turned on. That was another tip they did recommend, was that you could turn on points of interest, make things a little bit easier, but we're gonna see if we can do this without it first. Hey, I'm just messing with my camera still. Okay, so he said he's at the west end of the ramp. Let's go and get him. Adding some collective. Now, the other thing they did say in the documentation is there is no actual model for the passenger we're picking up. And that has to do with custom airports and things like that. They didn't want to interfere with anyone else's textures and things like that. It would just be a little difficult to maintain. At least in the current version of the SDK, I'm guessing. Now, my thought is hopefully that's something that can be changed later, because, sort of like the way that, we can load, if they would create a separate model, I think it would work regardless, as long as you put that Z in front of the title, and force the model of your passenger to load at the very end. I think that might work. You guys can see how often I've taxied a helicopter. And we are on the advanced flight model. Excuse me. So, autopilot's available if we need it, but I don't think we will. I think I'm getting a little high for taxi. So weird taxiing a helicopter, Ah, we're straying. Come on, stay with me. If I'm not mistaken, we have an airliner where they just said our guy was, so guess we'll find out. Hey, I didn't even notice the dynamic sounds. You hear that? Ah, that's cool. Getting fast. Okay, so he said the co-pilot will tell us when we're there. Hope we don't have to get much closer to that airliner, which is in a very interesting position.
There he is. I can see him now.
Ah.
Stay here for a second while we wait for him to get in.
Roger that.
Hello. You can put this headset on me.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, no problem.
Great, how you doing? I'm David, the photographer.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for agreeing to do this. I really can't wait. I've never even been in a helicopter before, to be honest, but I'm told you're a great pilot. That landing looked amazing. I took a couple of pictures.
Yeah, it was pretty good, wasn't it? It's nice to have you on board, David. Do you have any preference about where we go first?
Nah, I'm easy really. It's your call. The O2 is probably the closest, I guess.
Yeah, it's just to the west.
The agency should have sent you the location map, but it's up to you which order we do them in.
Okay, fantastic. Then what are we waiting for? I'll contact ATC, we'll get departure clearance, and then we'll head off towards the west. It's up to you where we go first and what order we do things, but as David said, the O2 is probably the closest. London City Tower, Golf Oscar Romeo Tango Charlie on the west apron, looking to depart to the west. 3 POB.
Golf Oscar Romeo Tango Charlie, QNH 1015. Wind calm, cleared for liftoff, direct from the apron.
QNH 1015, cleared for liftoff directly from the apron. Thank you very much, Golf Tango Charlie. Okay, you heard the man. Let's go. Take off and head west, and the rest of it's up to you.
Alright, so I'm going to adjust the sound a little bit more. I feel like the engine sounds are just still super loud. So let me come back in here. I really want you guys to be able to hear the talking, and even I was having a little difficulty hearing them. So maybe we'll do that, and then miscellaneous as well. See if that's better. Alright, that's a bit quieter. Hopefully that works out. Alright, so let's go to the first one, which is the O2 Arena. And these are actually new for me, so... Oof. Yeah, I really don't like where that helicopter or that aircraft is. Let's come around it. And some of these I've seen, some of these I haven't, but if memory serves, that's the O2 Arena right in front of us. The big dome, I think. And no, we're not talking about my big dome. I already know I have a big head. Pretty sure that's it, right? I would assume they'll say something.
Right, I'll grab a few of the O2.
Ah, yep.
Okay. And that's great. Can you head east just a little and I'll get one or two more?
Okay, fly us just a little bit to the east, maybe 20, 30 meters.
Alright, that looks good to me. Ready to move on when you are, Captain?
Alright, so I want to try to do these in order. It looks like next we're going to follow... I gotta get my bearings here. You continue west. So let's do that. It looks like we're following the river around. And we're going to head over to the Tower of London. I think that's it over there.
Ah, the Tower of London. Great. Do you think you could get us in a little closer?
Well, we don't want to get too close, because we might get hit by one of the ravens.
Ravens? How come?
They keep ravens there, at the Tower of London. There's actually a superstition that if the ravens ever leave, then the crown and also Britain will fall.
Alright, I had no idea. That's like dead interesting that. There's so much history in this place, I love it. Didn't they look a queen up here once?
Yeah, Elizabeth I was locked up here for a few months. It's also where Anne Boleyn was held until they cut off her head.
Wow, that's a bit of a dark history, doesn't it? I'm getting some great photos. These will be really popular. And I think that's enough.
Alright. Found the Tower of London. Huh, cool. And the sad part is, now that I see it, it's like one of those duh. It's amazing how isolated our minds can become with our own countries. And have you ever stopped to think about how many beautiful sites you're probably actually missing that are around the world? I don't know, it's just weird. Like, you almost feel like a dork for not knowing some of this stuff, because it's awesome history. I still say this has to be the Shard.
So this building is the Shard. It's
Okay.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks.
All right, tallest building in
While I
London.
take a few snaps. Is it possible to get a shot from right above the tower?
Yeah, we can do that.
I'll point the camera straight down. The editor will absolutely love it.
Yeah, sounds good, David. Alright, so increase our altitude and try to hover near the top of the Shard if you can.
So just in case you guys can't hear the voices, I hope you can, but we've been told to get above the tower and try to go into a hover directly over top of it. So this should be interesting. We must be heavy because I'm at max collective and we are just crawling. Come on, baby.
Ah, amazing. Look at that view.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? It's actually the tallest building in the UK. It's 1,016 feet, I believe.
Can you just hover here a moment? I'll get a couple of pictures.
Maybe you could turn us round a little bit, maybe 90 degrees to the left.
Perfect, thanks. These ones look incredible.
Whew.
Where's next then?
That was some really nice flying. Well done.
Alright, so that's the Shard. Next we're going to St. Paul's Cathedral, which should be, I'm guessing that one right there. Very close by. So I'm going to slowly get us over there and start descending. Watching that forward motion. Sort of the same way we came up is the way I want to come down. Just nice and easy. So far this is really cool, guys. I'm really enjoying this. The voices are awesome. You can hear them really well in the sim if you guys can't hear them you know, on the video. I really hope they're coming out on the video well. Unfortunately, my headset just died, so
So this is St. Paul's Cathedral.
Beautiful building, that, isn't it? Any idea when it was built?
I think it was around the end of the 17th century. The old one got destroyed in the Great Fire of London.
Oh yeah? Ah, fascinating stuff. It seems like a really decent spot if you could hover a little bit. Yeah. There we go. Lovely. Oh, maybe just one more? Got it.
Awesome. Where's next, Captain?
alright. So let's see here. We got the Shard, we got the Cathedral. Now we're going to the London Eye. That's interesting. What's the London Eye? We got two, well, so it's going to be just around the corner here. Oh, I'm willing to bet that's the London Eye. Let's go check it out. And then Westminster Palace will be right after that on the other side. Let's watch that speed. Let's pull it off, 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 pull it off.
Alright, we're coming up on the London Eye. Don't get too close or we'll kill someone.
Now, this is an iconic landmark. Just hover a little bit higher if you can, and I'll get a few more pictures.
A little bit higher. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Ha! Hey, look, there's a family waving at us.
Let's wave back. Hello. Okay, let's move on.
Alright, the next one should be, I'm guessing, this is Westminster Palace right here. Very cool. Look at that architecture. You just don't see that anymore.
Alright, around here looks like a good spot for Westminster Abbey and the House of Parliament. Is this a good angle?
Yeah, this angle looks perfect.
Oh, come on.
Can
We're
you
sinking.
slow down a bit or hover so we can get a few shots?
Yeah, sure, bud.
Thanks. I'm amazed that it's come so close to the building. Can you turn
All right, so let's start adding some power. That was Westminster Palace. So next we have Buckingham Palace and St. James Palace. So Buckingham should be right up over here, right? You know, didn't they just do the world update that was supposed to... Maybe Great Britain hasn't been added to that? Or London, excuse me. That's got to be it right there. Uh-oh. All right, come on, baby, come around. Yes, that's got to be Buckingham.
Oh, Buckingham Palace. This one's an absolute must.
I wonder how close they actually let you get to it.
Maybe we can get just a little bit closer.
I wonder if the Queen's home. I hope she doesn't mind us getting so close. These are amazing shots. Thanks.
Lovely day today.
Yeah, we chose this day well, eh? I was expecting rain, and I'll be honest, but I can't actually believe how nice the weather is. It's just perfect.
There it is.
This is Chelsea's Wall Stadium.
Right, it's Stamford Bridge, is it?
Yeah.
Chelsea aren't my team, but I'm sure some people will really appreciate it for us. Do you think we could land on the pitch?
You want to land on the pitch? Well, that decision's not up to me. You can do it if you think it's wise, or we can just go somewhere else.
Alright, so they want us to land on the pitch. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Oof. Alright, I need you to stop turning. You just stop moving forward. And backwards, especially backwards. I said especially backwards. Okay?
Oh, no way, I can't believe you actually did that. I hope this doesn't get you in any trouble. I'll go for your pictures, and then we'll get out of here before someone...
Oh, whoa, okay. Okay. Note to self. That is not textured.
Okay, let's go. It's early, but that's probably security here somewhere.
Okay, so note to you guys, there is no texture there for the ground. You will just keep on going. Alright, so let's see here. That was Buckingham Palace, Stamford Stadium. Next we're going to the Royal Botanic Gardens.
Well, the rugby fans are going to love these photos. Excellent, thanks.
Let's head off.
Alright, so I think that was the last one here. So now it's just time to return to Heathrow. And call it a day. So there was a bunch of them, guys. There's, let's see here, on this particular one, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different locations, if I counted them all correctly while trying to keep the helicopter straight. And then obviously 15 being the our destination. Oh, I don't know what this lag is all of a sudden. Oh, it's so bad. Stop it. I really hope Asobo works on the performance. Every update, I feel like they said performance, 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 and much as I don't like to be someone who pisses and moans about things,
Is that Heathrow ahead?
Yeah, it is.
God, it's huge, isn't it?
I'm just about to contact them actually. We'll get permission to land now. Heathrow Tower, Golf Oscar Romeo Tango Charlie approaching the airport to land.
Golf Oscar Romeo Tango Charlie, Heathrow Tower, runway in use, 27 right, wind variable at 3 knots, QNH 1015, fly straight in runway 27 right.
QNH 1015, fly straight in, runway 27 right, Golf Tango Charlie.
Golf Tango Charlie, readback correct. Clear to land, runway 27 right.
Clear to land, runway 27 right, Golf Tango Charlie. Alright, land on runway 27 right and then taxi us onto the apron. You look like you enjoyed yourself today, David.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to a nice cup of tea and a biscuit, though, I'll tell you what.
wish I had more time to plan that approach, but that was also bad execution on my part. But we got to 2-7 right.
Golf Tango Charlie, immediately vacate runway onto the apron. Contact ground on 121.70.
Vacating the runway and going over to ground, Golf Tango Charlie, thank you. You can taxi us over to the ramp.
Okay. Alright, so as we're taxiing to the ramp, I want to remind everyone these are about $15 US dollars, give or take. The aircraft itself is free. If you do not have the Airbus H-135, I highly recommend that you guys grab it. A link to the aircraft will also be down in the description below. So make sure that you guys check that out. It's a ton of fun to fly. It's very, very challenging. The flight model has come a very long way. Now, the nice thing is that for those of you who may not be skilled in helicopters, or maybe don't have the controls necessary to fly them the way that you'd like, there are 3 different flight models that come with this aircraft. 4 actually, excuse me. Which makes it quite a bit easier to determine what's going to be the best setup for you, all the way down to basic with an Xbox One controller, or up to the advanced flight model that we're using here with the option of autopilot. And then level 4 is the advanced model with no autopilot available. I'm just going to hit it right here, actually, I think. This is a little crazy. This was probably a no-no. I'd probably have the FAA pull my license right here just for that maneuver. But I don't know Heathrow. I don't know where the ramp is, and I don't really have a ton of time to look at it. So let's just park it right here.
Got a few more photography projects in the States, so hopefully we'll see each other again if you guys will be my pilots again.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure to send us some of your pictures from Take care, mate. Bye. Well, that was nice, wasn't it? You did really well today. Very impressive. Turn off the engines and we'll call it a day.
Mission complete. Great job. Welcome to WireBird Media.
Very, very cool. That was a ton of fun. I highly recommend this, guys. Again, I took a lot of the content out of the video. I had recorded the full flight, but I don't want to spoil it all for you guys. I highly recommend you guys do this, especially if you're, even more especially I should say, if you're not familiar with the area like I wasn't. I've never been to London. I haven't done my history, unfortunately. Some of the buildings I recognized, some of them I didn't. But it was a really awesome experience. This was a really neat way to both get some immersion out of the flight simulator, as well as getting some historical information, and getting your skills up with the helicopter. That was challenging. Those hovers were no joke. They were tough to get into. If you are looking for the challenge, I highly recommend doing the hovers without the autopilot. Someone asked me in a comment how to do the auto hover. My honest answer to you is I don't know. I've never tried it. It's just not my thing. I try to stay away from that. The only time I've ever used an auto hover is in the Black Shark 2 on DCS World, and that's because I was worried about firing a missile at the same time. So anyway, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys think down in the description below. I really hope you guys try this out. And if you do, be sure to give your feedback and let us know what you thought of it firsthand. Take care, guys. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.